Hey there, Facebook. Hope you're all doing incredibly well. Welcome to today's show. We're talking about 11 steps today to creating a killer content relaunch strategy. So this is part 2 of this week's launch process to help you guys up-level what you do, take things to the next level, have a lineup of customers waiting for you when you completely reopen. Now, this is not only for if you are completely shut down, but this is also as well to sort of help you guys look at things in the new spotlight as well. Because a lot of businesses I've been speaking to who have done things a certain way for so long aren't going to continue doing things the same way as what they always have. They've had that pivot, yet they've had that pivot which is going to stick around. So for a lot of you, you will all be doing like the way you've done things previously will not be the same way that you do business from now on. So regardless of whether you're currently in business, whether you have done anything a certain way in the past, whether you were shut down due to the recent challenges in the climate around the world, the economic climate, or any reason why, you should still have some sort of launch plan, some sort of strategy, some sort of way to be able to talk to people and have a lineup of people wanting to come and work with you specifically. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about 11 steps to creating a killer content marketing launch strategy. Now, you might be going, this is all good and great. Why would I need a content plan? And why is that even important to me to have a content plan? And look, that's a valid question. For all of you that are on today, you're thinking about opening, you're thinking about relaunching, you're thinking about growth, how can I get customers? You're thinking about all this different stuff. Yet then you look at it and you go, why would I need a content plan? Like, why would I need a content strategy? Why would that be important for me as a plan or a strategy to relaunch? And that's a valid question, right? And when it comes to business, like part of your strategy should be content. Part of your strategy should be that you want to become a go-to person for your business. Part of the strategy has got to be that you want to be able to be thought of as the number one person when it comes to your product or service. And if you don't want to be the number one person when it comes to your product or service, you should quit business, right? And this is why. Business is one big game, right? It's a game of how can you get as much attention from a potential customer to get them to come to you over anybody else. Also, part of the reason why we do lives every single day at 12 o'clock Perth Western Australia time, right? We want to gain attention. Everything is pre-planned. Everything is pre-done. Everything I talk about is everything is a strategy. And it's also because out of the goodness of my heart, I want to give back to you guys because social media is one thing for me that's given me huge leverage points in my business. And I want to enable you guys to have the exact same thing. So, and that's why you must have a content plan. You must have a content plan. You must have a strategy on how you're going to start building authority, how you can be looked at as the number one person to go to for your service. And let's get stuck into it. This is the end goal. This is where you want to come. And this is how you're going to do it from this training right today. So the first thing when it comes to building a strategy around your content plan and being able to grow your business, the first thing you want to be thinking about is setting, number one, your mission and your goals. What is the mission? What are the goals? What is the end outcome you're looking for when you put this content plan together? Is it brand awareness? Is it attention from a customer? Is it to generate a lead? Is it to, create a video audience? Is it to, focus on dominating a specific marketplace as well? Is it aimed at a specific type of person, specific demographic, specific industry, specific? So we're getting super specific now what is the mission? What is the end outcome you're looking for? What is the goals that you're looking for out of this? The goals, leads, sales, awareness, attention, right? This is the end goal. Building audiences of people that we can continue to market to every single day and enable us to be known as the #1 person to go to when it comes to our service. So what is your mission? What is the goals? What is the outcome? What is the strat? What is it that you're looking for from your content marketing plan, right? Growing audiences, engaging audiences. What is it? What's the end outcome you're looking at from your content plan? Part of it is to build rapport with new potential clients, to create authority through new potential clients, to be able to create more awareness, to create that relationship. I tell you this now, one thing that I've noticed through content, right? You got an end outcome. One thing I've noticed is that people know you before you jump on the call with them. They already know who you are. They've absorbed content of yours and they are excited to speak to you. When you actually have a content plan in place, this is what it does. It creates ultimate authority. And the first thing is always about having that, setting a mission and what your goals are for it. Number 2 is you want to establish KPIs around it. What are the KPIs from your content plan? Okay, so in terms of the strategy and everything, how many leads are you wanting to generate per week, per month from your content strategy specifically? And it'd be a mixture of video. There's probably a mixture of photos and quotes and things like that as well. I like to use live streams because 20 times more people view the content as well. 20 times. You look at the stats from posting as opposed to live stream, 20 times more views of the content, right? So the second one is establishing KPIs around it. So ensuring that you are using to your advantage as a business owner, various different KPIs. How many leads do you want to generate from your content plan per week, right? Is it 5 leads? Is it an extra 10 leads? Is it an extra 15 leads, right? That's what you want to be focusing on, KPIs around your content marketing strategy, right? The next thing is if you're going to be using paid marketing as part of this as well, the end outcome, right, that you could be after is more video views to take them through a process. And part of that, you're going to have downloads and so on through the process too, or people getting access or registering as a lead or whatever that is. Okay, so you've got to have the KPIs in place, right? A KPI around how many leads are you wanting to generate from your content marketing strategy on a weekly basis. The third thing you want to do is you want to understand your audience. So at the start, I talked about goals, mission. Then I spoke about how you've got to have KPIs around your content plan, what you're after from your content plan. Number 3 is you want to know your audience. What is your audience looking for? What are their solutions? What are the solutions they're looking for? What are the things that they're looking for to help them up level what it is that they're doing? Know your audience. What is your audience after, right? If you're after a specific type of person, right, and you're focusing on a specific type of person, like what is it that you are looking for from that, like know that audience, speak their language. I've noticed this from audience to audience to audience to audience. Every audience says things slightly differently. Some people talk about clients, another one talks about customers, another one talks about volume, another one talks about deals, another one talks about revenue more, another one talks about profit more, okay? So it's knowing your audience, the words that they speak, the language they speak, and start using that through your content plan. Number 4, you want to assess your current position. Where is your current position right now? What resources do you have, okay? Do you have virtual assistants? Do you have employees? Is it just you at this stage? And either answer is perfectly fine. When current position, time, allocation that you can put towards your content plan. What time, like how much time can you physically put into your content creation process? What time do you have there for editing if you're going to be editing? I would suggest doing live streams because, as I said, live streams reach 20% more people, right? I like the fact that you can reach more people. Part of content marketing, part of any strategy is, how can I reach more people? How can I work smarter, not harder? These are ways you can work smarter. I can reach 20 times more people by doing a live, right? So that's number 4, assessing your current position, what you've got assets-wise, and assets are employees as well, by the way, right? People that are working with you, contractors, etc. Can you get them to help with the production? Can they do the production for your business, right? If you're more established, you can get them to do some of the content creation for you to leverage your time as the business owner. 100%. Assess your current position, what assets you've got there. Number 5 you want to do is figure out the best content channels. So once you've gone through and you've understood this, what's the best content channel for your ideal client? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram, right? What's the best content avenue for you to reach these people? It might not be any of them. It might be Pinterest, right? So you've got to have this. It could be TikTok, right? Best way to get some virality right now around your business is to use TikTok. So you could use TikTok 100%. So that's another thing you can do, is use, what is the channel? Where are they from? Number 6, decide on the content types. I touched on this earlier. Deciding on content types. So it could be that video is good for you. It could be that blogs are better. It could be that posts, physical posts on Instagram using hashtags are better. It could be Instagram TV. It could be it could be stories, right, as part of it. So physically, what is it that's going to be the best channels, right? Decide on what content types you're going to be using. Photos, quotes, videos, right? The channel you've decided. Decide now on the types of content that you're going to be providing. Number 7, identify and allocate resources, right? So if you've got team around you, allocate people to be able to help with each step of the process. More hands, many hands make of light work. I'm sure you've heard of that quote before. Many hands make of light work. So who else can you get involved in the process? Who else can be helping you through the process? Who else can be helping you with the editing? Like who can you get? You can jump on a company, on a website called Fiverr. You can hire a VA there to be able to go through and edit, add captions, right? You can go on to rev.com. You can add captions on every single video of yours as well, right? So heaps of different things that you can be doing to be able to allocate resources to help you out. And by the way, Rev is like $1 a minute. Very reasonable. So using Rev is a great way to be able to, rev.com is a great way to be able to leverage that to take care of your subtitles. So it's using and allocating resources to the content strategy, the content plan. Allocating people. If you've got people within your business that work with you, allocate them to be able to take care of and do a show once a week or something like that. Ways to be able to create more leads, more awareness, and actually start physically, getting that content ready, the resource-wise. Creating a content calendar. I spoke about this probably about a month and a bit ago with you guys around creating a full 90-day content plan, a content calendar for 90 days. Plan it ahead so you know what you're talking about. I've got 90 days worth of content planned out that I'm going to be talking about. Occasionally, I'll be on a call with SERENA before this, and I'll say, is there something that you think is relevant for people right now to help them out that I should be talking about today? We bounce a few ideas around and we come up with something new. However, we've still got that 90-day content plan in place of how we go about sort of, articulating content every single day. Because I've been talking now for 2 months on business, on marketing, on sales, on strategy, on automation, on growth strategies, on reasons why people fail, on mindset, on heaps of different subjects every single day for actually over 2 months now. And not too many people can do this. Not too many people can speak every single day on a subject that is relevant to an audience to help give value to an audience, right? Not too many people can do this type of stuff. Every single day, people run out of content to talk about. So I plan, like all this was planned 12 weeks ahead, 12 weeks ahead of content, how we're going to articulate things, how we're going to use content to be able to speak to more, like what are we going to physically speak about every day? What's the structure? How's it going to work? And that's what we're doing, right? Today was planned. It was prior planned. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. So using prior planning to make sure that you're organized, and that's coming from, you know, if a guy like myself that can be very disorganized can do it, then you guys can do it as well. I failed at school, yet I can still organize myself. I can still do things. I didn't go to university for this. I learned by getting into the trenches, right? So I realize I work better when I have things planned. And I can still come up with things at the last minute because I've been doing it for long enough now, if I chose to. However, I prefer to have things prior planned. So you've got to have a content calendar put in place. And that content calendar is planned ahead 12 weeks. And you should have really, like, if all of this content calendar must involve your relaunch, pre-launch, or your launch, or reopen, whatever you want to call it. What is the content calendar I'm going to use to launch and then drive through it? Because you want sales on the first day, you want people lined up the first day you reopen, okay? However, you also want to make sure that you drive through that period to ensure that people are going to continue to come through and it's not just going to be a once-off. So your content calendar has got to be created to drive through the reopen, the relaunch, the engagement, the whatever it is, the launch, whatever you want to call it, okay? The re-strategize, the re-differentiation of the new economy that we're going into, whatever it is that you want to call it, the content calendar has got to be preparing for that, but also drive through it, okay? And if any of you have questions as well throughout this, you can always ask those questions because I'm happy to answer them as well. So it's like, you've got to be driving through, you've got to be creating that content calendar to make it work. So I just wanted to say, before I jump on to number 8, welcome Serena, welcome Ida, welcome Cherry, welcome to you all. And those of you that are all on as well, welcome. Just comment below and just say hi at least so I know you're here. Right, I don't bite on live stream. I can't jump through the video and eat you or anything. I'm not a scary guy. I'm straightforward, pretty easy going, okay? Just ask anybody that knows me well. So number 8 is you want to create a, now you've done all of this, you create, so this is actually number 9, sorry, it's number 9. Number 9 is, physically, let's create the content, right? So you've gone through the process, you've set, number 1, you've set your mission and goals, you've established your KPIs, you know what your audience wants, you've assessed your current position, you've figured out the best content channels, you've decided on a content types, like, you know, what types of content you're going to be sharing, you've identified and allocated resources, you've created that content calendar, now it's time to create the content. So you've got to create the content now. So basically here, now we go through and we create that 12, like we hash it out a little bit more. So you've got all the bare bones of it all, you hash it out a little bit more, get it all onto paper so it's there, it's ready, it's working, it's in place, you're ready to go. And then from there you start creating it. So some of it is going to be pre-created, right? So like the posts, like you might decide I'm going to do posts, like Instagram posts, and I'm going to do, you know, LinkedIn posts, or I'm going to do Facebook posts. I'm not going to do live streams and whatever, which is okay, right? You don't have to do all of this. You can choose to do all of this. So that's part of your strategy, right? So you can actually put all that content together, and then you can put it into an app called Hootsuite. I repeat, that is Hootsuite. And you can literally plan it out and put it in place for the next 12 weeks. And it's all pre-done for you, okay? pre-done. You don't have to do anything. Your content's done for 12 weeks, planned out, and it'll just drop every day at 9 o'clock if that's what you chose. Or you could stagger it out 9, 12, and 5 every single day. Or you can even dive deeper into that as well, going into your audience insights and having a look at when people are most active on your page. And then when you know who is most active on your page and what times they're most active, you can actually start posting at those times instead every single day and plan that out 12 weeks, right? So that's number 9, right, is actually create the content and put it in place. Well, actually, I jumped ahead to 10 as well, right, which is like distribute it. So it's like create it, then distribute it. The last one is measure the results. Now, this is the biggest result. This is the biggest thing with anything you do. Talking with SERENA earlier today, and she's like, Jarrod, you're good at numbers. You understand numbers. You like numbers and all that sort of stuff. The reason why I like numbers, because numbers don't lie, right? Numbers tell you a story as to what's going on. And when it comes to a content plan, this is what's going to happen. You'll have posts that go crazy. They get high amounts of reach and they get very high amounts of engagement. And you'll go, And then you'll go and you'll look at another one and you'll go, okay, well, that one got next to nothing. What happened there? And you'll go, And then over a full 12 weeks, you'll continue to monitor, continue to measure what's been done. And you'll look at it all and you'll go, I've got about 2 or 3 here that's gone crazy. What could I do with these particular ones? What can I do? What can I turn it into? What can I create? Why has that got more engagement? Is it the time? Is it the time that it was dropped? Is it the date that it was dropped? Is it the day of the week that it was dropped? Is it the specific day of the month? Is there anything about that day of the month that's important and the reason why it got better results? Is it the physical time down to the seconds even that got the result, that got more of a result? And you'll put it all together and you'll analyze it all and go, this is very interesting. So these ones that have gone viral, people have enjoyed them for some reason. They were talking about a specific subject. Then you'll go, okay, how could I turn this into a marketing campaign? And you can derive from your content marketing strategy, your next marketing paid advertising strategy moving forward. Because if there's been a certain amount of people that have got more engaged in a certain subject of some sort, and they've got excited about that certain subject of some sort, and there was more watch throughs of that video or whatever that is, then what you can do is you can turn that into something that's going to create more for you. This is how you get viral content, right? And you can just put behind these ones that have done really successful organically, you can put behind them small budgets and you can start seeing what more it will do, which a lot of the time you'll find you'll get shares, you get more content, you get more shares, you'll get more people actually liking it, get more people commenting on it, and you'll get more people engaging in the content, right, as a result. So you want to be, when you've got your content marketing strategy, looking and measuring the results of each particular one. And then what you can do is, once you've got those successful ones, you can turn it into little mini content pieces all around that subject, and you can start talking about that more often, and you can see the results from that. Because really all you need is one piece of content to go viral and to reach an enormous amount of people and go nuts, right? One piece of content to do that. And that could be the making of several $100,000 for you guys on social media from that one post. And from that one post, we've seen many different businesses like accountancy practices make upwards of over $250,000 in sales from one video. Because like a lot of people say, in the marketplace, a lot of people say, just do more, just create more, just all this sort of stuff. But really, you can be made just from one video. You can be made just from one funnel that you've got implemented. You can be made by just one strategy that you've implemented that just gets enormous amounts of crazy results. And that's all it can take a lot of the time. However, the one that you get to of this one video is like normally like the 200-300th video that you'll create, okay? Or it's the 200th or 300th content piece that you'll create, right? And the challenge is a lot of people don't even get to that because they're not committed enough, right? They lost focus. They're not disciplined enough to be able to continue to do that, right? And it takes it does take a lot of work, right? But you follow what we've spoken about. Like there was 11 steps today that I've taken you through, like 11 steps that you can go through today to be able to do this and plan it and get it all working for you. The content marketing strategy is a large percentage of what you'll use on social media. And where you are today will determine where you're going to be in 2-3 years in social media, okay? Are you going to be the person like that's going to have hundreds of thousands of followers or millions or tens of thousands of followers even? Yes, you can be, but it's a consistent build over the next 2, 3, 4 years. And you'll eventually have in that time frame that one that goes completely viral. And I undersay this by saying to you guys that that one video could be worth $250,000 because it could be worth millions, okay? It's the same as like one joint venture that you do with another business owner is worth millions to you. And it's too many people give up too early. So if there's one thing that I'll say to you guys about content marketing is ensure and relaunching and everything that you do, make it a long-term strategy. It's like search engine optimization. It is a long-term strategy. You're not going to be at the top of Google with a brand new website next month. Reality. It costs a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort to be able to get it to the top, right? And you've got a long way to catch up over your competitors that have been doing it for 20 years now, okay? And to give you a snapshot, we're looking at a couple of billion businesses that have Facebook pages. And from that, there's about just under 6% of those that physically advertise, okay? And there's like 1 to 2% that really profit from it. So you got to ask yourself, what is this 1 to 2% doing differently? And what they're doing is they're building personal brands. They have content marketing strategies. And I've studied everybody on this. They're growing personal brands. They have a content marketing strategy. They're constantly testing and they're measuring. They're seeing what works and what doesn't. And they're scaling up what works and they're leaving what isn't. And they talk more around what works. And every single one of them have had a viral video in some way, shape, or form. They've got to it because they've done 200 to 300 to 400 videos to get to the point where one goes viral and it makes them millions. Am I saying you're going to make millions? No. What I am saying is that if you are consistent and you are disciplined, you will get that one video that'll make you a couple of 100,000 to your business, okay? But you've got to be using consistent paid marketing. You've got to have a content marketing strategy as part of it as well, okay? And you've got to be consistent and disciplined enough to be able to take the actions necessary in order to do the work and get it up and running, right? So, and for every single one of you too, if you have some questions around the content marketing side for your business, I'm happy to give you some ideas on our lives, because this whole week I'm talking about relaunch, I'm talking about launching, I'm talking about reopening, I'm talking about taking things to the next level, I'm talking about getting a lineup of clients wanting to do business with you. I'm looking for more salespeople now, because we've had already this week with the new marketing campaigns I've set up, over 130 leads. So we're scaling things up. I need more salespeople now to be able to help sort of book appointments and see what we can do to serve people, right? Because this is all flow-on effect of what's been done over the last couple of months as well now. And it's an expansion to other markets and so on too, because we just want to serve more people, right? And you guys can do the exact same thing. I'm talking about stuff that you guys have access to right now that you can do. all you got to do is just start taking the new actions. You got to have a content plan as part of this. You got to have ways to add value to your audience. So I'm going to be taking questions right now for all of you. For those of you who are in the background and hasn't said anything yet, I can see you lurking. I can see you lurking in the background. I don't know who you are. I was going to try and say the whole Taken sort of setup, that like if you ever seen the movie Taken, he goes, I don't know who you are, but I will find you. I don't know the full words to it, so I kind of ruined it. So I'm going to be taking questions now outside of my stupid jokes. So what questions do you guys have today as well around, I'm getting phone calls at the same time. So what questions do you guys have? As I said, well, hi there, mate. How are you, Cherry? Hope you're doing fantastic. Mikhail says, yes, you can also observe what's blowing up, going viral for your competition. This way you know what's trending in that field. 100%. An asset or really good website, you can check all of that out, is BuzzSumo, okay? So buzzsumo.com, you can jump on there and you can type in subjects. And essentially what you can do is you can find stuff that has gone viral on that website. I'll put it here into the comments for you. I should get some royalties from these guys as well, you know, because I mention them to everybody. So you go to buzzsumo.com and you can basically just type in a subject, and what will happen is when you type in that subject, it'll bring up all the viral posts around that subject, and you can see where it's trending. Is it trending on LinkedIn? Is it trending on Facebook? Is it trending on Instagram? Is it trending on Pinterest? Where is it trending? And essentially you can start then using, like you can derive and pull off headlines that have worked, and you can start using those headlines around your own content strategy live on each one of these channels as well. So really cool way to be able to initiate some new stuff for that as well. So my new monthly contact goal is 100 now. Wow. Anything else? Yes, it is. It's 100. Yes. And look, to be honest with you, to get a result, sometimes you got to do 10 times the effort in order to get it. So if it's like, you know, I'm looking for 100, it's like my goal is I want to take actions like I'm going for 1,000, right? And the actions of going for 1,000 is going to be very different to 100. And then you'll hit 100 and you'll push through it as well, right? So I go for actions over and above what it is that I'm looking for as a target. And I'm not going to accept anything less than the actions that I'm taking, because the actions is what produces the results, right? It's the wheels in motion. It's like a train doesn't take off unless it starts taking off, right? The only way to do it, like you're not going to be able to push a train down the tracks. You got to fire up the engine, okay, which is this engine, right? I'm talking hypothetically. I'm talking, you know, I forget the word. So I'm talking fire up the engines, get yourself fired up, right? Fire up the engines of the train and, you know, throw some coal on it, right? You would have had your breakfast in the morning and your coffee if you need it, or your Red Bull, whatever you guys do. And then the train starts taking off, right? Because it's got engine, it's got coal on it. And, you know, you pull the lever and it's just... and it's going flat out, and you're never going to stop it. It just keeps going. It's going to plow through anything. So the actions have got to be louder than the words of what the goal is. So that's specifically what you guys are going to be doing. Any other questions that you guys have, fire them into the comments as well, and more than happy to be able to give you guys the assistance moving forward. Remember, this week we're talking all things about launch, relaunch, taking things to the next level, upscaling what it is that you're doing, and growing, right? We want to get you a lineup of people wanting to do business with you. And remember, if you're not following this page yet, click follow, right? So just click follow below somewhere. Actually start following the page. Hit like as well. So you're going to get notified every time we go live, because every time this week we're going to be talking around launch strategies. We're going to be talking around how to up level what it is that you're doing, how to take things to a whole new level. That's what we're going to be talking about all this week, every day, 12 o'clock, Perth, Western Australia time. Perth, Western Australia time, 12 o'clock every single day is exactly what you guys want to be physically tuning in every single day for. So that's it from me today. There's no other questions for any of you, which is great. It seems like you guys are all good. Remember, the only question that you literally, and this is really important to understand, guys, the only question that is stupid is the one that you don't ask. The only silly question is the silly question that you don't ask. So for all of you that are here live, ask questions, engage. The more you engage, the more you'll retain as well, okay? So always just ensure that you are engaging, you're asking questions, and you're here to learn, here to engage. This is a great section great place for all of you to be able to even network as well. You can just network on our live stream, right? I'm happy for you guys to message each other, chat with each other. You can put your links on it if you want to, right? Like, so we can check out your pages, this sort of stuff, right? So just use it as a fuel to be able to continue to build your network. Your network is your net worth. Heard it so regularly. So that's it for me today. Remember this one thing. I want you guys to remember this 110%. If you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must be out there taking action, making it happen, and implementing what it is that we're speaking about today to launch you, to take you to the next level, to experience the growth, to get a lineup of people wanting to do business with you. And remember to be the warrior. And I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock, Perth, Western Australia time. Peace.